Ever catch yourself staring out the cracked window of Ford Field, wondering if this is the moment the Lions finally stop dancing on the edge of promise and plunge into glory? Ever feel that electric buzz in your bones like the city itself is, holding its breath, waiting for something or someone to shake the foundation of this long-suffering franchise? Insiders have been tight-lipped, whispers swirling through the hushed halls of the Detroit front office, executives pacing, fingers twitching over pens and phones, like they're waiting for the right second to drop a bomb that'll shatter the silence and rewrite decades of heartbreak. Well, brace yourself, because that second has come. A name just detonated the status quo. DiCaprio Boodle, a man you might never have imagined in Honolulu blue and silver, but whose arrival could mark the turning point this city has been clawing for since the heartbreak of '91 froze us all stiff. You see, Boodle isn't just another name thrown at the wall hoping it sticks. He's a Super Bowl champion forged in the fire of Kansas City's 2022 glory, a 27-year-old warrior who carried the battle scars of undrafted knights and bounced from Carolina to Los Angeles before grinding his way to a champion's ring. This isn't some shiny rookie. This is a player with a razor-sharp football IQ, whose game speed and agility defy a smaller frame, and who excels at the kind of short passes that could remodel Detroit's stagnant offense into a sleek, dangerous machine. Imagine the locker room buzz, that injection of championship mentality sliding into the veins of a team hungry for identity, for respect, for redemption. Picture the grit that built Motor City, now coursing through Tate Ratledge's rookie strength, Ahmed Hassan's international grit, and Boodle's veteran savvy, all coalescing as Detroit locks down every roster spot like a fortress, waiting to erupt in sweat, tears, and perhaps triumph. The stakes? Astronomical. This isn't just about patching holes or filling seats. This is a calculated, almost desperate gamble to rewrite a painful legacy weighed down by years of broken dreams and near misses. From the ashes of Caldwell's reign of frustration, too. The cautious optimism brewing since the new regime took hold. Detroit has learned to cling to hope while bracing for disappointment. But with Boodle's signature now inked in the playbook behind the scenes, we can feel the tectonic plates shift underfoot. What if this move is our lightning strike igniting a surge that catapults the Lions into the conversations that matter? What if Boodle's speed and cunning unlock hidden gears in this offense, smashing through defenses like the blue-collar underdog we chase every Sunday? But here's the real gut punch. What if this is the final roll of the dice before the window slams closed? What if Detroit's gamble with a Super Bowl champion is the last big spark before the hard rebuild that no fan wants, but everyone fears? And as the training camp buzz grows louder, as 9 players nurse injuries and Anthony Tyus bows out of the rookie race, the question looming over every roar and whistle is simple: can the convergence of raw youth and seasoned grit turn Detroit's maybe next year into this is our year? The city's pulse quickens, the stakes climb higher, and with every drop pass and crunching tackle in the weeks ahead, we're watching not just the formation of a team, but the shaping of a legacy that could either end in triumph or another painful tumble. So here's the challenge. Lions fans, if your heart's pounding for Detroit, make some noise down below, because this moment is consuming everything we know about pain, pride, and perseverance. And if this domino falls just right, if the fates align with Boodle's lightning legs and quick brain, you won't believe who's next to step into the fire. Because if this move hits, Detroit's not just coming back. We're coming for blood. And now the fuse is lit. All that's left is to wait for the explosion. Enough silence. Roar now or forever be forgotten. This is the moment we've been waiting for since the dark days of 2008, since Barry left and Calvin retired, since we watched the Lions stumble and crumble under the weight of history. Every season promising hope that was just false dawns and broken dreams. Can you feel it? That tremor beneath Ford Field, an earthquake about to shake the very foundation of what we thought we knew about this team. Locker room tension? It's tangible. Behind closed doors, coaches are peeling skin off old scars, whispering words. like identity, champion, and redemption into the ears of a roster desperate for a spark. And FC North rivals? Yeah, they're trembling, chewing broken nails over the Lions' latest moves, whispering about how Detroit's finally throwing its knockout punch. How that bold new signing Leo Boodle may be more than just a player, but a symbol that our city's relentless grit is awakening. This city's collective soul is stitched into every play, every heartbreak of the past that still echoes in the empty seats of Ford Field. Think back, the 0-16 season, what that did to. Use how it scarred the DNA of the fan base, how Dan Orlovsky's safety patrol became a legend, a last-ditch hero amid shame. And then Calvin, the greatest receiver this league has seen, walking away shattered, leaving us hollowed, grasping for hope, for some kind of salvation. But we carried that pain into the Jim Caldwell era games, where we clawed back from the brink, only to watch heartbreak slip through our fingers like sand. Last season's wild card crash, a roller coaster that left our hearts in our throats, the narrowest margins blurring hope and despair, kept us on edge. Now, with Boodle stepping into the fray, the whispers of a new dawn grow louder veteran. Savvy fused with fresh youth, training camps humming with anticipation. Could this be the blow that finally breaks the chains of history? Can the relentless grit of Detroit finally forge a team that ends the annual wait, that rewrites our narrative from almost and could-have-beens to champions? But beneath the surface lies a storm coaches questioning every decision. Insiders questioning if they've got the nerve, the vision, to push all in. What if this move is the last gamble and all in that either launches Detroit into mythical status or shatters what little faith remains? The NFC North teams are watching, jaw clenched, knowing what's at stake: another collapse, another heartbreak, or the breakthrough that changes everything. Every snap, every tackle becomes a battle and a war for the soul of this franchise. Imagine the locker room, filled with a mix of quiet resolve and rising anticipation. The defense, tightening, bonded by sacrifices, eyes blazing with the desire to protect this new core, to finalize the shift from rebuilding to contending. The offense, ignited by Boodle's speed and intelligence, begins to click short passes transforming into long yards, screens turning into scorched defenses. But what if the ultimate test isn't in the playbook? What if it's the mental toughness? To withstand the barrage of doubts from the outsiders, the legacy of failure that's haunted the halls of Ford Field for decades? This city hasn't forgotten. Neither has the league. Every NFL insider shaking their head, doubting Detroit's ability to last, to hold, to finish. What do they know? We've seen this before. We've felt this adrenaline before. When Barry left, we thought the pain would swallow us whole, but instead, it lit a fire one that smoldered through decades of mediocrity, waiting for the right gust, the right spark, to ignite our comeback. What if Boodle, with his championship pedigree and relentless hunger, is that spark? Could he be the difference that makes us a household name across the league? Or will his arrival ignite a storm that tears apart the fragile cohesion that's been building, leaving us more fractured than ever? The stakes are astronomical. This isn't just another season. It's the turning point. It's our final shot at rewriting the storylines that have defined us in whispers and nightmares for years. And so, as camp whispers fade into the roar, a preseason hits as players grit through injuries and rookie bloodlines intertwine with veteran scars. One question hangs heavy in the air. Do we have what it takes to seize this moment? Or will the ghosts of past failures come knocking once more, reminding us that sometimes the hardest battles are fought not on the field, but within ourselves? And as the latest report hits the wires, something about a critical injury, an unexpected setback, every Lions fan's heartbeat accelerates, knowing that in Detroit, nothing is ever settled, nothing is ever quiet. And just when you think the story might finally break in our favor, the universe throws one more wrench into the gears. An ominous sign, a cryptic message, a shadow over the horizon that could threaten to undo everything we fought for. So I ask you, Lions faithful, are we ready to throw everything on the line? To risk it all for the dream, To stake our pride on a future that might still be just out of reach? Or are we destined to watch another chapter of heartbreak unfold? Waiting for that elusive moment when Detroit finally answers the call and claims what has been promised to us for so long: victory, legacy, and the roar that echoes through eternity. Because if there's one thing Detroit knows, it's that the fire isn't quenched just by doubters and setbacks. It's only fueled by them. And right now, as the shadows lengthen and the season's opening echoes in the distance, the question remains: are we bold enough to push through, to refuse despair, to stake our claim in the historic halls of NFL greatness? Because if Detroit's path leads to glory, then tell me who's waiting in the wings, ready to pounce when the moment finally arrives, pile into this revolution, or watch it slip through our fingers forever.